The storm on the surface is still raging at full strength, forcing us to stay submerged to avoid its worst effects. The waves are churning the water, beating it into a white froth. The rain is coming in almost horizontally. The visibility is almost zero, and the wind so cold and so strong that it robs you of your breath. We only surface for a short time every few hours to replenish the air in the boat, but even those short periods leave the watch crew utterly exhausted. This state of affairs isn't only draining the strength and morale of our men, but also our batteries. We charge them at every opportunity, but our time on the surface is simply not sufficient to recharge them fully. We can only watch how the battery levels drop lower and lower, putting us in a very dangerous situation should we encounter any enemies. We can only hope that the storm passes soon. It is the middle of the night. We are currently surfaced to replenish the air in the boat, when the radio operator excitedly calls me to his station. We received a radio report that an enemy convoy is heading towards our area of operations. This news is followed by a flurry of activity in the command room. The navigators are roused to urgently plot an intercept course towards that convoy. We don't know if we will be able to find the convoy in these conditions, or if we will be able to engage it, but we have to make an attempt at it. The only way to intercept the enemy convoy within a reasonable time frame is to sail surfaced. The next few hours are hell for both boat and crew, as we force our way through the storm, smashing the boat through the waves. A few sailors receive injuries during those hours, when the boat suddenly lurches and smashes them into benches or bulkheads. One sailor is even flung bodily out of his bunk when the boat suddenly drops multiple meters between two waves and lurches to the side at the same time. The bruise on his head swells to the size of an egg. Under normal circumstances, everybody on board would be curious to see it. But as it stands, we are all busy holding on to something, be that tables, benches, bulkheads, or just the contents of our stomach. We have arrived at the calculated intercept point and submerged the boat to listen with our hydrophones for the convoy. Thankfully, the worst of the storm seems to be behind us. The rain has stopped and visibility has improved a little bit. This should help us to engage the convoy, if we find it. Hello there, and welcome back in the command room of U-55 and our amazing Silent Hunter 3 campaign with the OneAlex Mod Edition. We have a difficult decision to make. So, let me show the situation. We are intercepting an enemy convoy that is supposed to come this way. And, well, I have arrived at the intercept point. I have dived down to about 25 meters to allow my hydrophone to have a good listen. And we can't hear the convoy. They are not in the area yet. Or maybe they changed course and went somewhere else. That's also a possibility. But we do have a contact out there. In this direction. That is pretty much behind us. So a completely unexpected contact. Yeah, there's nothing out this way from where we would expect the convoy to arrive. So the decision that I have to make is as follows. Do I go after that single contact and risk letting the convoy slip past and maybe even alerting it to our presence if we engage that ship? Or do I stay here and wait for the convoy, which might never arrive? Very difficult decision. But you know what? We have a contact that we can actually hear that can't be too far away. We can go after that, see what that is about, and we should be able to return to this area before the convoy has a chance to pass through. That's my hope. Let's turn the boat.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Neuer Kurs 244.
And we will actually go ahead. And we will
Jawohl, Herr
surface.
Kaloin.
Auftauchen. Vorne um 10, hinten komm auf 5.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Volle Fahrt
Speed us up.
voraus.
Let's pick up some speed. So that we can surface properly. Oh, there. The boat is tilting upwards. And we are starting to rise towards the surface. The weather up top is still terrible, although it has improved. We don't have full storm conditions anymore. The heavy fog has lifted, visibility has improved slightly, waves are a little bit lower than they were. We might just be able to engage a target if we see it. Okay. Here we go. Surface. Come on, switch over to the diesel engines. Still turning. Okay. We are running on diesel. Let's go up top and have a look. Yeah. As you can see... Whoops. And there's immediately a wave crashing on the bridge. Starving the engines of oxygen. But the boat has carried through and we are on the surface. As you can see, it's still dark. It's night time, although maybe 2 more hours until we get sunrise. Wind speed is now 10 meters per second. Yeah, it is dropping. Oh my god. But that's still enough to really cause us issues on the bridge. Don't get swept away, boys. I'm gonna go back down and make sure that the crew is properly organized. Let me give you this, officer. And let me give you a few sailors who are well rested. This one. And that one. There we go. Engine crew we can swap out as well, why not? While we're at it. Let's make sure that we have a fresh crew at hand. On hand, so that we don't have to do this later. You can go and rest here. You can go and rest. Oh, you can go and rest there. You are about as well rested as that guy, but I can swap you out. Okay. Radio operator. Yeah, let's swap you out. How about you? You still have to rest. Okay. That should be sufficient for my crew here. So, the target that we are hunting right now is somewhere ahead of us.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
Let's slow down a little bit. Maybe that will help us to avoid crashing through these waves at high speed. Where's this thing? Let's have a look. Nothing. Nothing yet. But I didn't expect it to be there already. We will have to hunt that thing, whatever it is. So I will now wait about 20 minutes, I think. Then we will submerge again and see if the hydrophone can locate. Whoa. Damn storm conditions. And see if the hydrophone operator can locate the target again. I'm going back down. Alright. I'll cut here and we'll resume once we are ready to submerge again. Well, look what came out of the fog just now. Target. Very close. Turn away, turn away. Let's hope they don't see us. User to the bridge.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
This might have to be a very fast attack if we can confirm the identity of this ship as enemy. don't see any kind of flag. Just appeared out of the darkness. We didn't have time to react properly. Okay.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
Stop the turn.
Ruder 0 Grad.
Is it armed? I can't tell. That is a red flag though. British. Prepare tube 5 for a quick shot. There it is. I don't have its speed. Let me estimate the speed. Speed estimation. It isn't slow, let's do 10 knots. Speed 10. Torpedo down to 5. Angle on bow is past 90. Like so. Range to target. Give me an estimation, watch officer. 600, that's what I thought. Torpedo speed medium, impact. Open the tube. Torpedo away. Turn us right. Let's prepare another run in. Load the aft tube. This was a very quick shot. If this hits, I'll be amazed.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Volle Fahrt voraus.
I'm also amazed they didn't see us. Let's speed up. Stop battery recharge.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Normaler Antrieb.
Full power to both engines. Hit. Looks like a good hit at midships. Just forward of the bridge. We got them.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Ruder 0 Grad.
Parallel course. Let's try to establish a parallel course here. Slow down the boat.
Herr Kaloin. Kleine Fahrt voraus.
Commence battery recharge propulsion.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Batterien aufladen.
Turn left a little bit.
9.
I don't think we will have to chase them down. In this weather and these waves, they are not having a good time. The question now is, will we need to fire another torpedo to finish them off? Oh boy. That was some very quick target data estimation. But it worked. Not at all what you should do, honestly speaking. I could have... I did rush it a little bit. I didn't have to. I could have just turned around and made a proper attack with the forward tubes. But I was in such a good position, so close to the target. I had a feeling that I could pull it off. And there we go. Question is, are they going down? That's the question right now. So while we wait for that, let me see. I elected you as the weapons officer. I did. You are going to the stern torpedo room, and you bring some men with you. Make sure that the torpedo is loaded, if possible. Torpedo waiting in queue for loading. Yeah, why? Maybe it's because of the waves. That's very possible. Yeah, we can't reload the torpedo while we're on the surface due to the waves. Never mind then. Go back to your post, everybody. We'll do that a little bit later. Let's return to the bridge and observe. There's no way for me to use the deck gun in this weather to finish them off. I just have to hope that they are going down by themselves.
Jawohl, Herr
Turn a little
Kaloin.
bit
Neuer
right.
Kurs 6-8.
With a bit of luck, they will go down by themselves. And I won't have to fire another torpedo at them. I feel like we are at a good and safe distance here. We can stay here and shadow it until it sinks. Might be a little slow.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
Let's increase
Ein
our
Drittel
speed to
Fahrt
keep up
voraus.
with it. But we'll continue to recharge our batteries. Battery power is definitely an issue. While we were en route to the convoy, we managed to recharge the battery quite a bit. I was down to below 50% when the chase started. So it's good that we got to recharge that. The storm conditions really made it a good idea to stay submerged. But now that the storm seems to be abating, getting weaker, we can stay on the surface again and recharge. That ship looks like it has issues. Let's have a closer look at it. Ah, there it is. With a nice big fire burning. More or less where the torpedo hit it. So, yeah, the torpedo hit just in front of the bridge. And this thing is, I believe, a tanker of some kind. Looks like it. So if that's a tanker, that might be some really nice tonnage. Or is it a freighter? I can't say for sure. No, I think it's a freighter after all. Not a tanker. We'll see when we get the information about the type of the ship. The question now is though, will it sink by itself or do I need to finish it off? Well, a question that won't be answered fast. So I'll cut the video here and we'll resume once I can update you on the situation. Welcome back. So I have waited for 1.5 hours and the ship still hasn't sunk yet. It has developed a list and it is very low in the water, but it's not sinking. It's still on fire as well. Now, there is some bad news on top of that. It doesn't appear as if the convoy is going this way. I think they must have changed course. I did perform a hydrophone check while I waited, and well, no contact with the convoy when he should have already arrived in this area. So either they have been rerouted because of distress calls from this ship, or they changed their course anyway. Maybe they changed their course to the south, and when I return to BF-15 I will be able to pick them up again. But now we need to finish off this ship here first. If only the foredeck wasn't underwater most of the time, we could use the deck gun, and I think, I don't know, 5 to 6 shells into the side of this thing, and it would sink. But as it stands, we actually have to use another torpedo. Increase our speed. Turn towards them.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Neuer Kurs 135.
Let's go. We are going in to deliver the coup de grace. So we are going to use tube number 3 with the steam torpedo. Might as well use it for this purpose. The ship is now going very, very slow. Let's set the speed to about 2.5 knots. Depth we'll set to 5 meters. It's very low in the water, so that should be absolutely fine. AOB will be something like 90 port, and range we'll set once we get closer to it. I could of course wait a bit longer, see if this thing goes down by itself, but at this point I'm not really believing it. If it's still afloat after 1.5 hours in this weather, while being on fire, then I think it will remain as afloat. So we have to sink it with another torpedo. Okay, I see that my angle is not optimal, but that's okay. I don't want to stay close to it for much longer. Because as you can clearly see, daylight is approaching, and I don't know if the Royal Air Force will be able to sort you out in this weather, but I don't want to risk it. I don't want this thing to call in any destroyer friends. So we are going in, we are firing another torpedo into it, and then we are getting out of here. Is not optimal.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Neuer Kurs 89.
Let's try to improve the angle. Get a really nice flat broadside going.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
That's enough of a turn.
0 Grad.
This might actually be a tanker. This might be a tanker after all. In which case we should get some nice tonnage out of it. If it is a tanker and it is going this way out to sea, but no, wait, we are sailing east. That means that this tanker is probably full. It should be loaded with cargo then, if it's going towards Britain. I'm a little bit sad that the fire didn't spread to that cargo. But that's alright. We'll simply finish it off. I think they must have seen us by now. Yeah, I think that is indeed a tanker. Thankfully it is not an armed one. And we can confirm that it is indeed British. How long might this ship be? About... I'm not sure actually. Maybe about 130 meters, something like that. It won't matter. They are very, very slow. The ship must be practically full with water. The bow is very low. And they can't make much speed because of that. Okay, we now have a nice 90-degree angle. Turn us in.
Neuer Kurs 167. Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Kleine Fahrt voraus.
Slow down the boat a bit. There we go, that's good. That's good. Yeah, we're turning. Let's see if we can figure out the range here. The masts should be, I don't know, about 28 meters high. But the waves are way too choppy to effectively use the user here. So we might have to estimate the range. Yeah, way too choppy to use the scale on the side. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. This is very good.
Jawohl,
Slow
Herr
us down.
Kaloin.
Derzeitige Fahrt 2 Knoten.
The speed I'll dial down to 2 knots. Torpedo, medium speed, impact. Angle and bow. 80 degrees is completely fine. We'll aim for the center of the ship. Range. Dial down to 500. Open the tube. Fire the torpedo. There it goes. Directly towards the target.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
Turn us away.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Ein Drittel Fahrt voraus.
Jeez. It detonated. And sounded like at least somebody on board was surprised by that. Do we have anybody wounded? No, fortunately not. We might have been a bit too close for comfort. But anyway, torpedo detonated. This is good. This thing should now sink rapidly. Torpedo detonated really where I wanted it to, in the back half of the ship, so we now have one big hole in the front and another one over there. This ship should be sinking rapidly. Increase
Jawohl,
our
Herr
speed.
Kaloin. Große Fahrt voraus.
Whoa. Terrible wave. Okay, we can bring the user down into the
Jawohl,
ship.
Herr Kaloin.
We might want to get away from this thing just in case that it detonates.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Volle
Speed
Fahrt
up.
voraus.
batteries are almost recharged. Nice. Okay. They're turning away from them.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
Ruder 0 Grad.
Rather 0. Let me have a look here. Come on, they should be going down. We shouldn't need another torpedo. There's another fire now burning. So 2 fires burning on the ship. 2 big holes in its side. This thing shouldn't make it for too long. A whole new section of the ship is flooding now. Okay, we're distancing ourselves. This is good.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Große Fahrt voraus.
Let's slow down and observe what happens. We should see results very, very soon. I doubt that they can stay afloat for much longer. But if I need to fire another torpedo, I'll do it. I have one more steam torpedo that I can load in the forward tube again. I will have to dive to do that, but that's not a problem. Come on, sink already. Well, well, well. Jeez, the waves.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
Let's circle around. Get to a position on their side.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Ein Drittel Fahrt voraus.
Slow down a bit. There's no need to waste fuel here.
Jawohl, Herr
Slow down
Kaloin.
even more.
Kleine Fahrt voraus.
Ruder 0 Grad.
They're still not sinking. I'm surprised. I think I'll have to give them more time. But staying up here is making me nervous. I'll observe them for a few minutes. See if there are any signs that they are finally going down. And then I might submerge the boat to periscope depth and observe some more. Maybe they just need another half hour or so. Alright, I'll cut the video here. And we'll return once we know what's going on with the ship. Oh wait, explosions on board. Something just detonated. Small explosion. No immediate noticeable effect. No. Not really. Although, are they now lower in the water? Not really. Okay, I'll cut the video here and we'll continue to observe. A little bit of time has passed and there is a development. They have just fired up a distress flare. That's making me a little bit nervous. Is there maybe somebody nearby who might see it? I don't think so though. I think I also saw briefly a lifeboat bob up next to the ship. So they might be abandoning ship over there, which would signify catastrophic flooding and the ship soon going down. We haven't received such a report yet, but let's actually turn a little bit.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Neuer Kurs 193.
See if we can get a bit closer and have a look at them. See how extensive their damage is now. Okay, the flare has burned out. But I don't think it will be long. When they abandon ship, it's usually a sure sign that that thing is going down. They stopped fighting it. So I hope that they won't have to use another torpedo to finish it off. The ship is also completely stationary. There we go. We just received a confirmation. They're finally going down. Medium tanker type 2, 9,600 tons. Awesome. That's great. Okay. Set up a course for BF-15. We are simply heading into our patrol area. Navigator.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
Return to course.
Gehen wieder auf Kurs, Herr Kaloin.
And speed up the boat. Let's go. Goodbye, valiant little tanker. With a crew that fought very hard to keep you afloat. I hope that somebody comes and rescues them. But you are finally going down, and look how much list that ship has. It might capsize.
Jawohl,
Slow
Herr
down a
Kaloin.
bit.
Ein Drittelfahrt voraus.
Will it capsize? Would be awesome to see. In any case, it is slipping beneath the waves right now. Okay, the stern is going down. Now it's not gonna capsize. Oh, there goes another distress flare. Doesn't look like it will capsize, but it's sinking by the stern now. I wonder if we will see a boiler explosion. We might. We very well might. Empty horizons. Good. Let's hope it stays that way for now. Okay. Boat is now so far submerged that the fire in the forward hold has been extinguished. And there was a boiler explosion. I see lifeboats. The distress flare is illuminating everything in an eerie red light. And that's the tanker gone. It slipped beneath the waves, never to be seen again.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
Speed up.
Große Fahrt voraus.
We are returning to our patrol area, hoping that the weather will improve further and that we will soon find more targets to sink. For now though, I think we will end today's episode here. This was Quite a surprising little engagement, I have to say, and I'm still happy that I pulled off that first shot. That was good. Well, with that all said, I'll end the episode here. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Let me know in the comments what you think about it. And I look forward to seeing you again next time when we continue to take on the Royal Merchant Navy. Until then, have some great days and goodbye.